Hey guys, I think a couple of things about Trump and I'm going to go over a couple of things that people may have noticed about Trump. Some of his couple of things that he does, which I think is probably more than just habit or to do with good health. I'll just get rid of these ones. Okay. Now, people may have noticed, and we may have heard his breathing. You can hear his breathing every now and then. You know, he really emphasizes his breathing sometimes in between. You know, he uses. You know, when you talk, it's probably a good way to stay balanced and calm too. There's no doubt about that. Breathing, you know, helps you to stay calm and balanced, and you know, relatively less likelihood of getting stressed. However, I'm going to put a more metaphysical spin on both these things, because you know, simply because of you know, things going on in the background, and possible relationship with Q, etc. His possible relationship with Q, etc. And his possible relationship with time travel, and you know, his uncle John Trump. So I'm putting a different spin on things here, and you know, let me know what you think in the comments. Also, guys, you know, if you find this interesting, you haven't heard anything of this, it's new to you, what I'm about to say, you know, you might want to hit that subscribe button. Also, now, two other things. A good form of healing. A good form of healing, if you've got any inflammation, any pain, you want to try earthing. I'll leave links below. Also, if you need sort of like what I'll call 3D protection in the way of self-defense, I'll also leave links to the possibly the best self-defense training system on the planet. Now I'm going to go into a bit of, you know, a few sort of what some people would call like woo-woo, hard to believe things, but yeah, I'm going to put them out there, and that's basically, you know, that's me, that's my personality, that's what I do. So his breathing. Now, this guy here has actually made a whole video about it, which he cuts out the speech that Trump is doing and just puts in the Trump's breathing, you know, and it's you know, it's audible. You want to go and watch this, just the breathing, and you can definitely hear it. I've heard it quite often too. So I'm going to be remarking on that. And his hand position. Now this guy that, because you always see Trump like that. Not always, but that's one of his main ones. And now, of course, I see just everybody starting to do that. You know, copying off Trump. You know, because the traditional body language people are saying that it's a sign of confidence and can be a sign of overconfidence and arrogance. Now that's what this guy, a guy said who apparently has 4 diplomas in you know, this guy, body language is a contrived way of showing a gesture of power where it does not exist. So from what I've seen, these guys are, you know, anti-Trump people. And, you know, there's the old, you know, tried and true, it's a Freemason thing. But I'm going to give another spin on these two things. Right. There is a thing known as conscious breathing, where you, to stay calm, to help you, stay in the moment, you try and stay aware of your breath as much as possible. It's sort of like a walking, talking meditation. And not only that, but then there's another level possibly in that conscious breathing is also linked to what your light body. You have what's called a light body around you. It's how you got here to this planet and anywhere else. When you die, you activate this light body. It's basically, it becomes your, for want of a better word, it becomes your spaceship, but it's pure light, and it got you here, and it'll get you to where you're going next. What I'm suggesting is that Trump could be a conscious breather, and he's aware of his light body, and there's a tube in your light body. There's a tube that runs down to the center of the body, going through the crown chakra, through the pineal gland, I think it is, and down through your perineum. Now, on another level, as a conscious breather, what you can do is the beam, like a tube that runs down, comes out the crown, down through the perineum. If you're, what this tube can do is that it can actually pull in like fourth dimensional chi, basically. And that keeps you like healthy and all the rest of it. But let's take this one step further. If people know about this, they know about this, they've activated their light body to a certain extent. They're pulling in chi down through this tube of light. There's one more major thing about this tube and your activated light body. Once you've activated this light body, your conscious breathing, you're actually in a certain way, how do you put it? To third dimensional attacks, or attacks of any kind, you're basically invincible. Now, I know on one level, to normal 3D thinking people, this sounds ludicrous, but once your light body is activated and you're breathing through the tube, you're a conscious breather, you can program that light body to do whatever you program it to do, and you can program it to protect you from everything. And like Q says, if Trump's light body, well, Q doesn't say this, but if Trump's a conscious breather and he's breathing through this tube, and you don't really even have to program your light body to protect you from harm, because in this third dimensional reality, once you've activated it's not fully activated, obviously, because if it's fully activated, you disappear from this reality, and probably you disappear and go to the 11th or 12th overtimes of the fourth dimension. That's why I can't understand all these people that are saying we're going to fifth. That's just nonsense. You can't skip dimensions. It's not possible. They could be right in that there's also the belief that we are in the fourth dimensional now. The Earth has made it look like, Earth has produced a holograph to make it look like we are in the third dimension still, but we are in fact in the fourth dimension. And that's why you'll get some people on this planet who can do seemingly miraculous things like walk through walls, etc. So it could be that. But in this reality, that activated light body around you, there is no thing, absolutely nothing that can harm you, hurt you, or whatever. Nothing. Any, malevolent being or whatever. Not possible. When God, Source, created this reality, God, Source, created it so that if you chose to get back to God, there is nothing, no thing that could stop you. And so Source gave us this light body to, among other things, if we choose to go back to Source, nobody can stop it. No thing. Because if you choose to return to Source, return to God, there is nothing that should be able to stop that. And that's what happens if you've activated your light body and you choose to go back to Source or return to Source. If you're conscious of that, you're protected, and it's a protection beyond anything in this third dimensional reality. Believe it or not. Now, so what I'm saying is that Trump could be a conscious breather, he could be aware of his light body. Now let's go to the hand position. What came to me, and this is pure, hypothetical, whatever. That hand position, to my mind, does two things. People were saying, it's a Illuminati, Freemason sign, or whatever, or a sign of overconfidence, blah, blah, blah. My spin on it is that hand position there actually protects your aura, and you don't leak energy. Because most people, when they're talking in that, whether they're aware or not, they're leaking energy. If you get an energy vampire, you're talking to an energy vampire, they will actually, though you can't see it, they will be taking some of your energy. If they're needy or, whatever, codependent or whatever, which is pretty much a lot of people, they will zap your energy. So I think he does that hand signal to basically, how would you put it, stabilize and keep stabilized all his energy fields and his aura. And I think it could also be related to his conscious breathing, and that hand signal could remind him to, stay in the moment and consciously breathe. And once he consciously breathes, then he'll be protected energy-wise and basically from all harm. So there you go, guys. You definitely won't learn that in a body language diploma. That's my 2 cents worth.